When a market gets tough, where do the smartest companies place their biggest bets? Well, you might be surprised to hear it's not always in technology. Right now, in the world of real estate, we're seeing this fascinating trend, a huge investment in people. So we're going to break down the key leadership moves happening at some of the biggest names in the industry and figure out what they tell us about the new playbook for success. This quote from Deanna Hall, it just perfectly sets the tone. Pivotal is the word. It really suggests a turning point, where the decisions made right now are going to have these massive consequences down the road. It just captures the urgency and the high stakes everyone in the industry is feeling. So, what does a pivotal moment actually look like on the ground? Well, just think about the pressure cooker environment that agents and buyers are in right now. You've got fluctuating interest rates creating all this uncertainty, the cost of just doing business is climbing, and the whole transaction process, it's just getting more and more complex. This isn't business as usual, it's a gauntlet, and only the companies with really exceptional leadership are going to get through it. Okay, so let's look at our first strategy, and this one comes from Place. Their whole business model is built around supporting top-performing real estate teams, not just individual agents. And to really fuel their expansion, they're bringing in what they call a force multiplier. In other words, they're not just hiring an executive, they're hiring someone whose experience and leadership will literally elevate the performance of everyone around them. And here he is, Chris Heller. Now, what's so significant here isn't just the hire, it's the role itself. Chief Revenue Officer. That's a brand new position for Place. This signals a huge strategic shift. They're trying to integrate every single aspect of their business, from agent tools to consumer services, all under one unified revenue strategy. They're definitely thinking bigger. And this timeline, man, it really shows you why he's their guy. This isn't just a 30-year career, it's a 30-year tour of the entire industry. He's been at the top of a legacy brokerage as CEO of Keller Williams. He's navigated the mortgage world with Mellow Home, and he's been in the trenches of modern tech as president of Ojo Labs. The man has seen it all from every single angle. Ben Kinney's quote here just says it all. When he calls Heller a force multiplier, he means his leadership isn't just an addition, it's an amplification. He's the guy who connects all the dots, making the entire platform more powerful and valuable. And that's exactly what you need when your goal is to build a comprehensive homeownership ecosystem. Okay, so that's the strategy for a high-growth tech platform. But what about the organizations that actually support the agents themselves? Let's pivot a bit and see how one of the country's largest realtor associations is using leadership to reinforce the value of the realtor brand itself. And the scale here is just immense. We're not talking small potatoes. Being the third largest local realtor association in the US means your policies and your leadership, they don't just affect your members. They set a standard for everyone. The person in charge here has a super powerful voice that can shape public perception on a massive scale. And stepping into that very important role is Jonathan Dolphus. What's crucial here is that he's not an executive coming from some disconnected corporate office. As a team lead at eXp Realty with over 16 years in the trenches, he's a practitioner. He lives and breathes the challenges his members face every single day, which gives his leadership instant credibility. So what's his game plan? Well, it's this really powerful three-step approach you see here. First, step one, he's looking inward, right? To strengthen the member experience, give them the tools they actually need. Then, step two, he's reinforcing the foundation with better governance and tech. And finally, in step three, he's turning outward to proactively educate consumers on why a realtor is so valuable. It's all about building strength from the inside out. Super smart. Okay, so we've seen a tech platform hiring a top strategist and an association installing a practitioner. Now let's look at our final case, a luxury brokerage that's going all in on a completely different growth engine, franchising, and they are staffing up big time. And they are not just dipping their toes in the water here. They are building a franchise support powerhouse. Just look at this lineup. You've got Wendy Walker as SVP to manage the entire operation, Kate Shepro as VP to execute that vision, and Stacey Berry as VP of Marketing to make sure every franchise has the brand power it needs. This isn't just hiring, it's a huge statement of intent about getting serious with operational excellence for their partners. And what's really clever is that they're balancing this flood of new talent by promoting from within. Elevating Ricardo Beer, a guy who knows their system inside and out, to lead franchise sales across the Americas is just a brilliant move. So you've got this 1-2 punch, fresh operational horsepower paired with proven internal sales leadership. That's a winning formula right there. So, a tech platform, a member association, and a franchise brokerage. Three very different models, three very different goals. But when you zoom out, a crystal clear pattern starts to emerge. So, what is the big takeaway from all these moves? This table lays it out perfectly. You see the common thread, right? None of this is accidental. Place needs to scale its platform, so boom, they hire a master strategist in Chris Heller. The realtors need to champion their members, so they elevate a proven practitioner in Jonathan Dolphus. The agency wants to dominate franchising, so they build an entire operational dream team. This is surgical, precision hiring. And that really brings us to the crucial point of all of this. In a volatile and pretty complex market, the smartest companies are doubling down on what matters most: people. They are making very targeted investments in deep, specialized human expertise to solve their absolute biggest challenges. And this really leaves us with a fascinating question for the future, doesn't it? As technology and AI continue to automate tasks and spit out data, it seems the most irreplaceable asset isn't the tech itself, but the strategic human wisdom to actually wield it. So maybe the ultimate question isn't whether humans can compete with AI, but rather, what new forms of human expertise will become the most valuable in a world that's powered by it?